Hi everyone, thanks for joining. Hi everyone, good afternoon, and thanks for joining this section today. So, if you can hear me, please say hello. Let me hear you, please. Thank you for joining this section.
Hi, it's Christy.
Hi,
Daniel
hello.
Goma, I will take you to my city. We go ride, with the chicken. When they
Hello,
roll, and they
hi.
take you down the chicken. When they roll, baby. When they roll. Wow!
Hello. Hi, how you
My goodness.
doing?
How are you?
I'm good, I'm good. How
I will
you
give you
doing? I'm
another
so
one.
happy
You're my
to be here.
pain. You're my everything. So we are with you in this journey together, honestly. Yeah.
Yes, thank you so much. I'm happy to also have this opportunity to also share, with the fans and the people. So, before we start, I'll also introduce myself to your followers as well. So, before you
Okay.
start everything, yes, my name is Priscilla Unkambala. I'm an influencer, business mogul, entrepreneur, and a realtor, and also a graduate from Babcock University. So before we go on with the questions, I like to also talk about like the importance of education. So I would say education empowers critical thinking, emotional like intelligence, decision making, and it is very important for like a lot of people. And it's good to because it makes you stand out from the rest. So before we begin, can you also tell us about yourself?
All right. Thank you so much. I'm going to tell you something that I shared with someone regarding you before we move forward. So we are talking
Okay.
about the Gen Z and how they can impact their younger ones. So I now said,
Yeah.
okay, if you can go back to Priscilla, I think she will be a good role model to the young ones coming up. Because when I was
Mm.
listening to what she said, remember that caption where he said, and I make my quite in the line of duty, you know, that kind of thing.
Yes.
So I
Yes.
made reference to that to her. So she went back and watched the video and she came back and
Yeah.
said, oh, Nikki, I love that aspect of her,
Yes.
that kind of a thing. So, and I really
Yeah.
appreciate that. So my name
Yeah.
is Tony-Osondu, and I'm a licensed Canadian immigration consultant in good standing.
Yeah.
So what I mean in good standing is that when I am regulated by the government of Canada to provide immigration advisory services to anyone who wants to come to Canada, either to visit, to
Mm.
work, to school, or to live permanently. So I
Yeah.
attended after my master's degree in Nigeria. When upon arrival in Canada, I also went back to the University of Regina for a 4 year bachelor's degree in social work. So I am a registered social worker of Saskatchewan as well, and
Yeah.
I graduated with an Academic Silver Prize Award. Thereafter,
Wow.
I proceeded to Queen's
Wow.
University
Wow.
in Ontario for Immigration and Citizenship Law. And
Wow.
thereafter, I have posted my results, so they can see it there. So
Yeah.
thereafter, I shall name the entry to practice examination of the regulated Canadian immigration consultant, and I passed successfully, and I received a letter of authority to provide immigration advisory services to anyone who wants to come to Canada. Then there is the immigration aspect of it. I am also an educational consultant with the University of Regina, Saskatchewan Polytechnic, Lethbridge University in Alberta, University of New Brunswick, and Luther College High School. Something I say that I am very passionate about, and I enjoy
Yeah.
what I am doing regarding that. Well, for my social work aspect, I am not really practicing that, but at the same time, I
Okay.
use the social work roles and the social work models that I gathered. I use that in affecting my immediate community by trying to bring
Mm.
out programs and services that we have to do so as to keep body and soul together. So I used to post some of the activities that we usually do there in on my page. So early
Yeah.
this year, I also proceeded to Nigeria, whereby I
Mm.
spoke with a few schools regarding abuse and how to stop abuse using the I Stop statement. I also was
Mm.
privileged to went to Green Springs Green Spring services in,
Yeah.
I think the one at Anthony Village, yes, the one at Anthony.
Yeah.
So I was able to meet with their students, and that was a few days before they celebrated their 40 years milestone. And I also was privileged to meet with about 10 Catholic colleges. They came in consortium, like Holy Child College, St. Gregory, St. Finbarr, St.
Mm.
Thomas Aquinas, Marywood College, some of them, and another one, Laura International, in Best
Really
So the
an
ones
all
I was
rounder.
not,
All
yeah, so the ones I was not able
rounder.
to
Keep
meet,
going, Queen. Yes.
the ones I was not able to meet, so I told them that during my next visit, I will touch base
Yes.
with that. Yeah. So that is pretty much about me.
Wow. 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 Excellent, mom. Excellent. Excellent.
Thank you.
Okay,
Thank
so
you.
so before we start like with the main questions, you guys after we're done, we're gonna also take questions from you guys as well. But let's start. Okay, so can you tell us about some programs one can pursue in Canada? Like,
All
some
right.
programs
Thank
that you
you.
can pursue. Yeah.
Thank you so much. I just want to let people know that undergraduate degree, that's at the bachelor's level, is not
Yeah.
really what you can do in Canada. So what I usually advise parents before they embark on this mission, they should always know that
Yeah.
this is an expensive ride. Do you understand? So what they
Mm-hmm.
have to do is to live within their budget. So if you want to train a
Mm,
child in Canada, first of all, you ask yourself, can I afford this? What can I
mm.
afford? How will I
Financial
make do with what I
stability.
can afford?
Yeah.
You understand? How will I make do with what I can afford? So, and
Right.
there's this mentality that we have also back home that polytechnic, they are not institution. No, it's not like that here. So what I encourage some, if you can afford 1 year certificate course, go for it. If you can
Mm,
afford 4 years bachelor's, go for it.
go
If you
for
can
it.
also afford 2 years diploma, go for it. If you can afford to do masters, go for it. And
Go
if you
for
can
it.
afford PhD, go for it. So there is something for everyone. There's some programs you can also do. 8 months program, 1 year program, 2 years for depending on what you can afford. That is it.
Afford. Okay, wow, that's excellent. So the next question is like, let's say I'm the one now, I just finished high school and I want to gain like admission in Canada. What are the chances? What are my chances?
Okay, so if you are like said like 16 years old, first
Yeah,
of
like
all, what we
16.
have to look at is to know the very first thing we have to advise parents is, do you
Yeah.
know anybody in Canada, any close family in Canada? Because we are looking at the aspect of getting a custodian for you or a guardian,
Mm,
because this is still
mm.
a minor. Maybe
Yeah,
this is a child the driver takes to school
yeah,
every morning and brings back in the
yeah.
evening. And now
Mm,
you are about to send this child away from family and friends
Away
in
from
a
home.
faraway country, right? So the very first thing we
Yes.
advise is, do you have any family member or friends or anyone who can
Mm,
look after this child? If you say yes,
right.
you know a child there, you know if somebody will start looking for schools in that particular
Well,
in that particular province,
area.
so that
Mm,
you will not have issue looking for a custodian, because a child less than 17 years old requires a custodian in Canada. Do you understand?
right.
A child of 17 years old, a child that is not up to 18 requires a
18, up to the
custodian in
legal
Canada.
age.
So
Still need,
yeah,
yeah, you
so
still
if
need a
you don't
guardian.
really, yeah, so if you don't
Uh,
really have that in place. If you don't have any
mm,
family member, this and that, they will now say, okay, no problems. These are the schools we will look into, this and that.
right.
I am also an educational consultant with the schools. So if they are coming to any of the schools that I have partnership with, and they are in Canada, in my own province, I can step in as a guardian, right?
Mm,
So before
yeah.
their arrival, I need to connect. And another thing we usually do, first of all, we will look at the school this child graduated from. Then we will
Mm,
now connect this child with any of our existing schools that have students that graduated from that
from
same
there.
institution, so that
Yeah.
they will give him what we call that connection before
Connection.
arrival,
They will be able to
right?
relate.
So yeah, because
Yeah.
it's really very important, right? Because
Yeah.
you'll be so
Very.
excited, you are traveling to go and meet your
Yeah.
people, this, and that.
Yeah.
So, but
In a
if the
new
child does not
country.
have
So it's
any,
very, very, yeah, good to be able to relate. So to make things easier. Yeah.
yeah,
That makes
so that means before you arrive, you must have gotten some students you'll be acquainting with, connecting with. They will tell you this, and that. At least you'll be looking forward to meeting with them. They will also be looking forward to meet you. Sometimes if I'm going to the airport, because we'll come to the airport to pick you up as a guardian, right? And
yeah.
then take you to the hostel or wherever you opted to stay. Then those
Yeah.
students will come and meet you up. So that's what we usually do. Basically, for a child that is less than 16 years old, it is essential that the parents connect this child to any province where he knows somebody. If you don't know anyone, try to get a guardian, a good guardian who will
Right.
see this person very true, because year one is very, very important. If the child
Important.
misses it up in the year one, it's sometimes very difficult to fix it.
Right. Thank you so much for that. I hope you guys are listening. And after all this session, you could also ask your questions. So let's go to the next question. So, as a grade 12 student who are currently waiting for WAEC results, what is the word of advice you can give to the parents who wish to sponsor their children abroad?
Okay, so I already said what I will tell the parents in my first whatever. First,
Yeah,
live within your means, right?
yeah,
The
yeah. You
exchange rate,
mentioned
the
it. Yeah.
exchange rate is not smiling. Live within your
Mm,
means. If it is 1 year that you can afford, let that child look for the 1 year
one
program.
year.
Sit down properly, because sometimes some parents will think, yeah, will tell you, oh, I thought the tuition happens to be 500. No, it is not. So what happens is
Mm,
this, and I need them to, and that is why we are creating this awareness, right? So the
yeah,
very first thing they have to look, oh, my child, how bright is this, my child? Can my child
yeah.
carry 5 credit loads? Because there's some
Right.
institution you will get, because for you to study in Canada, no, one thing is that you must be a full-time student. So there are some schools that will tell you that to be a full-time student, you must be doing 15 credit loads. And there are some
Mm,
schools that will tell you to be a full-time student, you must be doing 9 credit loads. So if your
those.
child is not that bright enough to carry 15 credit loads, which is 5 classes,
Mm,
I won't advise you to take this child to that school, because number
yeah,
one, child will not be progressing in the study because he will be struggling. Do you
yeah.
understand? At the stage you
Right.
hear that,
You won't have the
oh, my
capacity
mental
to take
health,
all that. Yeah.
yeah, my mental health, I need to back out from this, I need to back out from
Yeah.
that. So by the time they come, we usually explain all these things to them. So if your child is the struggling type, take that child to
Mm,
maybe a school of 9 credit loads,
right.
because to study in Canada, you are required to give like 70 or 85% of your own time. It's not almost the lecturer. The lecturer, you have to get prepared for this study.
Yeah,
So
correct.
that's number one thing the parents should look for. What's the
Okay.
meaning of a full-time study in that institution they are going to? Number two, they should try to know what is our budget. Can we
Mhm.
afford it?
Yeah, I was
Can we
coming to
put
that
ourselves in
question.
financial?
I was coming
Can
to
we
that
put our?
question. So, like, what is the budget for studying in Canada? Like, cause there are a lot of people that also offer this service. Oh, you want to study abroad? Come to Canada. So, what is like the budget? Would you be honest? Like, okay, this is the budget. Don't waste your time. Don't listen to people. Don't try to disappoint your expectations. So, yeah, that was the next question.
Yeah. So, for example, the budget. I'm going to give you a live budget, the correct one.
Okay.
For example, I'll use University of Regina. The the 1 year tuition is usually
Mm.
22,000 Canadian dollars. So in this
Mm.
22,000 Canadian dollars, there is also what they call living expenses that you're supposed to provide. That is for 1 year. The cost of living expenses for 1 year is 20,635. So if you add this 20,635 to the
It's a lot.
22,000, it is 42,635. Then you are also expected to have what they call boarding fee or transportation fee that will take you to and from Canada. Because it's not after
Mm.
giving you admission, you won't have money.
Yeah,
So
to transport.
yeah. So
Yeah,
sometimes parents do not
true.
see that living expenses. Do you understand?
Mm.
So when they want to make application, you find out they will say, oh, 20,000. Or sometimes they'll be looking
Yeah,
at the acceptance fee they ask them to
right.
pay. Some will tell you, oh, I only pay 500 when I was going. I only pay 1,000. Or knowing that this, they were referring to the acceptance fee. Do you
Wow.
understand? So these are the
Yes.
arithmetic that the parents should do at home before sending their kids. If you cannot afford it, look for cheaper school. Maybe during master's level, you send them.
Yeah.
Yeah, what expenses is changing from 20,000 to 635. So it's changing. It's going to be 22,000. The exact amount is yeah. Before the program runs out, I'll give you the exact amount.
Wow. Okay, so let's go to the next question. So like I said, I think I mentioned this. There are a lot of people offering this service, and like what is the benefit, what makes you stand out as an educational consultant, like what makes you stand out from every other person doing something like this, trying to encourage people, trying to get the service? What makes you different?
Okay, so the difference
Why
is
should
that
my
this is
my
something.
fans, why should they use your service, the JPs?
So
Yeah.
So this is something I enjoy doing, right? And that's why I have the
Yes.
passion for what I do. And don't forget that during my what's it called? During my major practicum as a social worker, I was in the university whereby I did I worked with the, I did my major practicum whereby I committed 450 hours on paid time to the University of Regina International. And therein, I was offering one-on-one support to students, and that was during quarantine. So all those students that we are put in one room for 14 days, so I'll be the one, talking to
Yeah.
them from this and that. So the reason why I'm doing what I am doing is that I am an educational consultant with the university. So if you go to their website,
Mm.
you find my company name there. So I am
Period.
not an agent. You know that one they will call
Yeah,
Nigerian
yeah,
say,
you're very
oh,
well
I am an
trusted.
agent. I don't deal with any agent. It is either
Yeah,
me, my office, or
direct.
never. You
Yeah,
understand? So
yeah,
we don't work with any agent. It's with either my
right.
office or not nothing. And again,
Yeah,
if you're a student and if you're less than 17 years old or 16, you can't come talking to me because you put your parents into pressure after doing
right.
this and that. Maybe they are not ready, right?
Mm.
So the school pays for my own services. When I get
Mm.
admission for you, I am not expecting you to pay me for getting admissions for you.
Everything.
So the
Wow.
school
The
pay me for
school
the
pays
services I offer you, right?
offer
All
to
the
them.
services I do, coming to the
Yeah.
airport to pick you up, this, and that,
Yeah.
is from my own inner self, my own
In that
person. Yeah, then
yes.
before I can do this, you'll be able to show me that you can at least afford to pay the what's it called? To pay the application fee.
Application. Yeah. Yeah.
Because it's not
Yeah.
after stressing me because I am
Yeah.
offering you free
Because you have
services
your
on
own
the
time as well. You have your time.
yes,
You have things
yes,
to do.
yes. So if you want me to be the one to get admission for you, good and fine. It then means you have to pay for the admission fee, the exact fee the school charges.
The
I'll help you to
charges.
get this admission. When you're done,
Yeah.
the way you do your study permit, that is the immigration aspect of it. You can take it
Mm,
off anywhere, right? So, but for
yes.
to help you to get admission, no. And another one, another comes to it. I have two different options. You can as
Okay.
well do the application yourself, select my own business name in the drop down menu, then check me inbox and tell me I've already applied. Then I will
Apply.
help you to complete it.
Complete
I will
it.
help you to, to complete
Okay.
it. So you are
Okay.
not paying me for these services. The school pays me for the
Pays you. So
services.
can you guys
Right?
hear that? You're not paying her for the service. The school pays her for the service. All she needs to know is that you're coming correct. You're coming with the budget and you have everything so she doesn't waste her time. And I can see people saying they have questions. We're going to take your questions when we're done. We're almost getting there. So, what is the best way of contacting you? Because I know a lot of people would want to reach out to you and they don't want to, a scam page, maybe reach out to the wrong person. How can they reach out to you directly and know that it's you they're talking to?
Okay, so now through my website, I have a website www.ggicc.ca. So they will
Okay.
see the study permit aspect of it, study abroad. So because
Okay.
in my website, for you to book an appointment, you have to validate it with a payment. So that
Okay.
payment they are making for that study abroad is the cost of the application.
Yeah.
I think it's 200. So whatever you pay there, I have to do that because normally I put that to be free. You find out that a lot of time wasters, they will come and waste time and whatever. And we are very, very busy. You are an
Yeah.
influencer, you know what it needs
Yeah, that
to
makes
know
no,
that.
because if you have a lot of people trying to attend to you and then you miss out on the important ones because the other ones there are wrong, that makes sense. Because at least you
Yeah,
know
so
what they're paying for is part of their consultation fee as well. Too, yeah, so that makes sense. I think that
so
works.
so what they are paying for is not the consultation fee, but the application fee. Except
Application fee,
those
right?
in Ontario, schools in
Yeah,
Ontario. Those in schools in Ontario should know that the application fee sometimes like $265, which is
yeah,
far the best on that website. So when they
yeah,
sign into that, it then means they themselves, at the end of the day, they will pay the balance for getting that admission for them, which is like
wow.
$65. That's for
Dollars,
those outside Ontario. Just
Ontario.
sorry,
Yeah.
those in looking for admission in Ontario, because what I have in my website is less than what Ontario offers.
Okay. Someone say kindly pin the websites for easy access. The website link. Can you just type it and pin it? So please pin the
Just give me a
website.
second.
Okay. Guys, we're pinning the website. Hi guys. Hi, my people. I've not been live in a long time. How you guys doing? Thank you. Thank you. I see all the positive comments. Thank you so much. Thank you guys. We'll be back to your questions. We're coming for your questions. Okay. Um, have you been able to pin it?
I'm not able to pin it, and I'm seeing the message here.
Thank you.
Do you see the message?
Yeah, I've seen
The
it. I
website.
think you have to pin it because me, I can't. I think it has to be you to pin it because I think you're the one that started the life, right? I think so.
Yeah.
I don't know. You need to click on the comments and pin it.
Okay.
The skin is killing. I love you guys. I love you guys so much. Thank you. So I think
Maybe
okay, maybe
later because I wouldn't
let me
want to.
we'll just do that later.
I wouldn't want to stop it
We'll do it later.
halfway
Let's
before.
when we're taking their questions, we'll do that.
Okay.
Um okay, so we have two more questions. I have two more questions. Can you tell us about the documentation required for applying for a study permit?
Okay. So, for example, number one, I have to tell you people one thing when you're looking for admission in Canada. So, if you are looking for anything that is less than bachelor's degree, like certificate course, post certificate, this, and that, please always look out for something they call field of study, field of study requirements to know whether this will give you has an eligibility for postgraduate work permits at the end of the day. Because if you study and what you study does not have postgraduate work eligibility at the end of the day, you will not be given the visa to work as a student at the end of your study. Do you understand? So that is number one. So and also know that if you are studying at undergraduate level, like bachelor's, masters, this and that,
Masters,
you now
yes.
required what they call PAL, that's provincial attestation letter. So if you are
Mhm.
studying in maybe in territories, it then means theirs is called territorial attestation letter. So you should know that for you to apply for study permit, one thing
Yes.
is required. One in one hand is what we call letter of acceptance, which we usually call admission letter in Nigeria. And this letter of acceptance is not enough for you to apply for study permit. So on the other hand, you need what they call provincial or territorial attestation letter. This means that the school has accepted you into the department you want to study. This one
Yeah.
means that the province you want to live in
Yes.
have a space for you. So once you make an application for study
Yeah.
permit, so with these two, you make an application for study permit. So if you make this application for study permit and you are denied, automatically that provincial attestation letter has expired, even if it has a official date of expiration, right? So know
Yeah.
that you cannot use it to reapply again. All you need to do is that to go back to the school, let them issue you a fresh one. The study
Fresh one.
permit might usually the letter of acceptance might usually be valid because sometimes it comes with three sections: winter,
Yeah.
fall, or day. So that is number
Mm.
one. So if I have also talked about the living expenses that is required for you to have. Some people are not aware of this. So if you are starting school if you're making application on or before September 1st, so the living
Yeah.
expenses is still 20,635. But if you are making application after September
After
1st,
September.
yeah,
Okay.
from September 1st, please,
Before September is 20. After
yeah.
September is 22.
So
Okay.
starting September 1st,
Okay.
22,895, right?
Okay.
So meaning that on or before August 30th, right?
Yeah.
So it is still 2635, but September 1st, it is 22,895.
It's
So
95.
this is
Okay.
required. And usually, what people don't know is that sometimes they will tell you, oh, 4 years program, so I have to times 4,000 to the school fees to make it 80,000 before I apply. No, that's not what they ask you to do. So what the law requires is that for you to prove that you can afford this study, even if it
Wait.
is a 4 years bachelor's degree.
Sorry, ma'am. I think my internet. Can you guys see me? Can you see me,
I
ma'am?
can
Can you
see
see me?
you. I can see
Oh, I
you.
think that's saying. Can you guys see me? Say hi if you can see me. Okay, they're asking, is it naira or dollars?
Dollars,
Or this
Canadian dollars.
Canadian dollars? Okay, okay,
Canadian dollars.
okay,
So
okay.
60, this amount. So what they are saying is this: you are not meant to provide proof of having this money for 4 years. So what they are saying is that you need to give them proof for 1 year that you can provide. You have what they call financial ability for 1 year.
Okay.
So what that means is that if my living expenses is 20,635 and my tuition
Okay.
fee is 22,000 and the boarding fee is 5,000. So I need to have in my statement, fund in my statement of account for 47,000 to cover my living expenses this 1 year study. And if I have 47,000 in my account and it's someone that is sponsoring me, the law said, "Nema that will not have it." You
Yeah,
cannot give what you don't have, because
you don't
is it
have.
when you have 47,000, you will give everything you have to someone? So what would you be left with? Do you understand? So it is always advisable that if you have 47,000, know that it is not enough. Because at the end of the day, after sponsoring your child or showing you have a financial ability for 47,000, at least you'll still be better off with the balance.
Yeah,
For
yeah.
example, let me just stress it a little bit further. If I have 4 kids, I have already stated in that place that I have 4 siblings and my
Mm.
parents will be the ones sponsoring me. And my
Sponsoring you.
dad is providing a statement of account of 48,000.
Mm.
So if you are the officer, how will you look at this? So
Mm.
after giving me the 47,635 from the money in your statement of account, how would
Yeah.
you take care of my remaining 3 siblings?
Then, yeah, true.
So it is always so. Sometimes some people will tell you, "Hey, I applied and I was denied, I was refused, I was," but
Yeah.
because they do not put all this into
Consideration.
consideration,
Right.
sometimes some people will come to us, they will say, "Hey," I'll keep telling them, anybody can get admission. The only thing I have to tell you is that you have the financial ability when it comes
Ability.
to the study permit aspect of it.
Yeah.
Another question I often hear from people: "Oh, madam, assure us, please, is it going to be, are we going to be approved if we use your services?" Honestly speaking, I go about telling them, no, I am not an immigration officer. I am just an immigration consultant that will help you to do the right thing.
The right
What I
thing.
will not promise you when you've come for
Yeah.
consultation, and it's
It's
written in my
light.
email all the time I exchange an
Yeah.
email with you, are two
Yeah.
things. One is that I cannot promise you the processing time. I can't guarantee. The other one is that I can't guarantee the outcome of that application. But what I will guarantee to you is that I'm going to put a very strong application forward, because anytime I'm making an application, I put my mind, my body, and my
And
soul
so,
into it. And I
yes.
ask myself, why did this person come to me?
Yes.
Is it that
And the
this person,
sorry to cut you. The good thing about honesty is you are being honest. You know, a lot of people will just say, oh, because they want to use you, they will lie, oh, I guarantee you this, you will get this. And at the end of the day, they don't get it. They end up blaming you. So when you're honest, regardless of whether it happens or not, you put out like an honest statement on it. So I think that's very valid. That's very valid.
yeah.
That's very valid.
So,
So let's go to the final question before we come to your answers, because I think a lot of them want to ask questions. We're coming, guys. We're coming. So I think you already spoke on this, but what are the major expectations of future international students in Canada? You know, traveling for the first time, they're traveling. What are the expectations? What should they expect? Both the positive side, the negative side, so they don't come and be like, ah, I wish I knew. Ah, I wish I knew. Yeah.
okay, so the
So
first expectation I need to tell them, you have to be well. Time management is of essence. Time
mm,
management. When you start school, the very first day or before the first day of lecture, they have
yeah.
already given you a course outline. That course
Mm,
outline shows the assignment due date, the rubrics, what the instructor expected, the silent points needed in those assignments. So you do
Right.
not have to wait on the deadline of the assignment to start doing the assignment.
Mm.
You might actually have some classmates who might do that assignment that same day and they will come out with A. But you might not be same as this person because this
Yeah.
person already understands the system and the person's typing skill might be different from yours. There's some, when
Mm.
I was in the university, somebody shocked me. When the guy was talking, he put his hand, he was talking to me, he put his hand at the back of his keyboard and was typing. I don't have that skill. So if you are coming to Canada to study, know that
Yeah.
you need to put in 85%. Don't expect when you come to the classroom, that is when the instructor will say, turn to page 1, turn to page 5, what we'll be discussing
Yeah. You
today.
should.
No, you have to read
Yes.
and come up
Yeah.
front with your study. So you
Mm.
prepare your assignments. If it's something, always find out from your instructor, please, do you have a tutor? If I can go
Right.
back to school at age after 45, anybody can. And if I can go back and still come out with this, an academic silver prize award, so the youth can,
Yeah.
right? So you go back,
Yes.
ask the supervisor, do you have a tutor? So at the end of the day, you go to the tutor. And as an international student, what some people don't know about is that the international aspect of the school, they have
Mm.
what we call student support system. So you
System.
always go there and ask for the support. If you're finding English difficult, English 101, you go there and
Yeah.
find out who takes care of that English 101. You do your assignment on time. Don't just go there and want them to start doing it for you. No, you come with what you have done. They will look at it and tell you, do this, do this, do that.
Yeah.
And please run away from plagiarism. Always ensure you do what?
Mm.
Reference
AI.
whoever work you are using.
Yes.
Always reference whoever work you are
You're
using.
looking from.
Yeah.
Sure.
So time, you need to be time conscious because time
Okay.
management is of essence. And another, apart from this, let me tell you people that again, I'm going to use Canada because that's the only place I know, right? So for Canada, as an international student, you are here. Every 1 day you spend in Canada as an international student,
Yeah.
half of it counts towards your permanent residence.
Mm.
Do you understand? Sorry,
Yeah.
half of it counts towards your physical presence in Canada. We call it that. We say that you are physically present in Canada. So
Okay.
half each half day you spend in Canada, you
Mm.
can count it when you want to do your citizenship, right? So if you
Yeah.
have spent 2 years, 1 year already, is okay. You have already gotten 1 year, so you need extra 2 years, right, to
Yeah.
become a citizen. And as an
Mhm.
international student, when you come to a new place, try to find out what that area
That's about.
wants. Please
Yeah.
run away from trouble.
Hmm.
Run away
Number
from
one.
trouble. Stay away from trouble because that trouble, once there is trouble, you might not be comfortable. You will not be
Yeah.
happy. You will go
You
back to
make it
school.
difficult. You make things difficult. Yeah.
Yeah, you go back to school. So people will tell you, oh, some people have done it and they went out with it, this, and that. Always do your research. Use computer. Please, that your study permit that was given to you at the airport.
Mm.
There lies what the school wants from you and what the government wants from you. So
Yeah.
if you look at that, they've told you that you cannot work more than this hour, you cannot more do this, you must be a full-time student. So if you stop being a full-time student and start taking like 2 classes, or when you're supposed to take 3 classes to make you a full-time
Yeah.
student, or taking 4 classes when you're supposed to take 5 classes to make you a
That
full-time student,
classes.
you have already violated the condition of your study permit. Run
Mm.
away from trouble. And there's another thing whereby in a new area, you're more than 18 years old, and sometimes you find out they'll be offering you maybe credit card. please ask questions before you accept those things.
Yeah. And that's why you're there. That's why you're there to always, ask questions, get to know some things, be informed about it before, wasting your time and end up failing and stuff like that. So thank you so much, ma'am. I feel like you're even me, even like you're talking to me and I'm learning some things. And I really appreciate you also bringing me on this offer to, communicate and ask questions on their behalf. So, guys, those are the questions that I thought, okay, you guys would want to know. Because if I'm going to tell you, okay, trust her, go for this, do that, I have to make sure that, you guys are getting the best of the best. So now we're coming to your questions. Should we add them on the live or should we read? How do you want us to do the questions? What do you
Should
think?
we?
Should we join them to the live or should we just read their questions below?
Anyhow you want it, that's okay by me, Priscilla.
Okay, let me see. We can take maybe 5 people and then the remaining questions we'll read it on the live. So let's see if we can add.
Okay.
Oh, but I think because you started the live, I don't think I can add
Okay, so
anybody.
maybe
Can
you
I?
can ask the question. So let me just.
Yeah, let me just ask. Okay, so let's go. Can we start with our questions? Okay, so someone said don't add, they'll start asking silly questions. Okay, so I'll read it out. So so I'll read it out. Let's go. I'm waiting for your questions. Um, okay, I have a question. What if you're busy waiting for your study permit? Can I change my program to something else that is linked PGWP? I don't know. Do you understand the question?
PGWP,
Yes, PGWP.
postgraduate work permit, and the person said she's
Yes.
waiting for her study permit.
Yes. So what if you're busy waiting for your study permit? And can I change my program to something that is linked with the postgraduate working permit?
Please, I need to be very sure about that question because lately, if you want to change your program, you need to go and
Yeah.
change everything, including study permit, I guess. So I will answer that question later, but I think that's the new
Okay.
process. So if you're changing any program of study, right, you have
Yeah.
already changed from the initial thing that was given to you. So you have to really be very careful about that. I will research and so that I'll be sure I'm giving you the right person, but you are not meant to change that program. If you change that program, you need to also update and change your study permit. Update your
Okay.
study permit regarding that.
Okay. Can someone work while studying? Is it only for Nigerians? Can
You
someone work
can
while
work while
studying?
you're studying. Usually, formerly it used to be 20 hours, and now I think it's 24 hours, 24 hours in a week. So, but during summer, like now, you can work full time. You can work 40 hours. But you can only do this if you were a full-time student okay, this is summer, right? You can only work full-time if you happen to be a full-time student during winter. So if you're not a full-time student in winter, you are not meant to work this summer.
Okay.
So work only when you are a full-time student. If you are not a full-time student, don't work.
Okay. Um. mm, oh, they keep saying, can anyone else apply? It's not only for Nigerians, is
It's not
it?
only for Nigerians, anyone. We are just using Nigeria because that's
Anyone?
our motherland.
Yeah, that's
Sorry,
where we're
our
from. But like anywhere around Africa, anywhere around the world,
where.
not even Africa. Okay. Um, how much cash can you take while traveling that can sustain till you get a job for master students?
Okay, so they have told you what the living expenses is, right? 20,635 for now. But if after August 30th, so you're expected to have 20,895. So usually if you cannot carry this 2020, 22,895. There's something we call GIC note. You go and purchase what they call guarantee investment certificate. So when you
Yes.
purchase this guarantee investment certificate, you can also add it to your application when you're making an application for your study permit, meaning that this money is already in Canada. Do you understand? I have this money
Yeah.
and it is my name in a bank in Canada. So you have to purchase this. Is it also written in Government of Canada website? They accept GIC.
Okay. So they're saying, are you only doing student visa? What about a visit visa?
Okay, so this particular section is for study because you know WIAC is coming out, the grade 12
Yeah.
graders,
So that's the
right? They just
focus.
finished whatever. So we
Yeah.
are just trying to center everything here. There is, just like I said, I am a regulated immigration consultant in good standing. So I process visitor visa. What if you have an approved job offer? Do you understand? Work permit,
Yeah.
if you have an approved job offer, I don't assist people in looking for a job. Please don't come for that, right? So
Yeah.
I do that. If including refugee, I am also a refugee representation board member, and that is why you can see the IRB in my name. Do you understand? IRB
Yeah.
in my name. That is Immigration Refugee Board. So I am a representative of that. I am authorized to represent you as a refugee, and at the same time, everything that has to do with immigration, deportation, removal, all those things. But I don't pray for that. You know, I don't pray. Then
Okay.
procedural fairness letter, sometimes they will give you, make an application and the officer might have concern and they will contact you to tell you to, hey, you can just, we give you 30 days or 7 days to write us, to tell us whether this is this or this and that. So we also
Okay.
do that in
Yeah. So
looking
they're
into
saying,
your case.
do you also assist in masters or doctorate studies?
Okay, so for somebody looking for doctorate studies, you need to really look for a supervisor. You're a researcher, so you need to look for supervisor first. Then for master students, I will tell you that mostly all schools in Canada, mostly some schools accept 2-1 or first class. So if you don't, and that is which is the equivalent to like 70%. So the school I represent, like, will always ask you
Yeah.
to provide an ICAP cost by cost evaluation from West. Not, we have like 5 different um, educational credential assessment bodies in Canada, but the school will tell you that for the masters, for you to study at the master's level, we need to provide an ICAP cost by cost evaluation from West.
Okay. Um, they keep asking about master's visa. Um, okay, so we'll take one more question. When is the right time to apply for another study permit? Because my current study permit will be expiring by November, and my second program will be starting by January 2026.
2026. So your study permit, you are meant to apply for its extension 30 days before its expiration. Please, and IRCC, they are taking it very serious this day. I will tell you to ensure that that thing is not within in the next 30 days. So ensure you apply before its expiration. Apply 30 days. If, for example, if you have 20th of April written in that your study permit, you're expected to have applied maybe 20th or 19th of March 2024, 2025.
Okay, so I keep seeing this common question: is it only in Canada or other countries? I think
No,
you specialize more in Canada, but talk.
strictly Canada, strictly
Strictly,
Canada,
we're not here to
strictly
lie to
Canada.
you or give you strictly Canada. That's where she It's gonna kill it.
So if you search my name
Okay.
in other countries, you won't see my name in other countries. So you will
Yeah,
only see
it's
my
only in
name in
Canada,
Canada.
guys.
Yeah.
Yes. So yes. So I think we're taking few questions, and we love your reply. We love how much you're giving us. You got us, and I love every reply. I think I'm okay with any questions. I think I trust your service, and I think, yeah, we're good to go. We're good to
Okay.
go.
Thank you so much, Is Prissy, for this wonderful opportunity. Honestly speaking, I am so excited about it. You don't even know how
Yeah.
excited I am about it. I was preparing as if I was heading for my second wedding.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah,
And I'm so happy to have this opportunity as well to also talk to, because I've not even been live in a long time. So doing this is amazing. Thank you for having me. Yes.
you're
And also the
welcome.
link to your website, because I think it's very important. Is it on your bio? How do they
Yeah,
like
yeah,
on your bio on Instagram? Like, is it there on your bio
yeah. It's
where
on
they
my
go to
bio
locate?
in Instagram, and I'll also put for them. Yeah, so it's on my
Okay.
bio. After this section, I will see a way to put it and then every other.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much. We, yeah, I'm happy.
Thank you so much,
Thank you.
Pretty. I appreciate this wonderful section. And my regards to everyone around you, your handsome husband, you're winning and we are winning together. Your manager, your
Thanks.
awesome manager, honestly, I appreciate her. And at the same
Thank
time,
you.
your mom. Do you understand? Thank you so much. We appreciate you and we are part of your big family.
Thank you so much. Thank you for the love. Thank you so much. I appreciate every single one of them. And yes, thank you.
All right.
All right.
Thank
Bye,
you. All
guys.
right.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.